Hi, I'm Thomas Gold. We're here in my brand new studio in Berlin, and yeah, today I'm gonna show you some of my tracks I did. It will be Shake It, the terrace mix, how I did the drums and the breakdown section and which instruments I used. Also, I'm gonna show you some parts of the remix I did on Delirium Silence, because many people are asking me how did you do the pads, the chords, and how they fit together with the drums. That's what I'm gonna show you. And last but not least, I will give a short introduction to my new single, which is out on Toolroom. It's called Push the Button, and we're gonna get through the drum section again, how I did the programming, what kind of gear I used. So yeah, that's it. Okay, this is going to be my new single. It's called Push the Button. It's out on Toolroom. And I'm just going to show you how I put together all the drum section. And it sounds like that. So it consists of a kick drum, some percussion, and the toms. And when I did the toms, I used a machine drum, one of my favorite pieces of gear at the moment, and the toms sound like this. And I just used here, when you see the buttons, these are the three sounds, and I just tuned them in a certain way so they fit to the bass, and they fit together like a kind of melody. And the good thing is you can really go here and tune the single drums, so I make them sound like a chord. This is too high, too low. Go down with that one. This is a bit too short, so okay. So I just take each one separately and I tune it and adapt the decay length, and I have it here on the keyboard. And I just have a kick drum which sounds like this. So very deep and fat, and it's this one is taken from the Stylus remix. You can see it's a kick loop. So I just have all the single steps here, and of course I have a. I always use a bass drum. I call it ghost bass drum for the compressor, which you cannot hear when it plays, because there is an output, but it's not routed to any out, and this is put on all compressors. I show you that later. So the tom is, when I record it, it sounds like that. This is an audio file already, because I'm just more flexible when I record it, and so I can just put the audio file here and don't have to go back to the machine drum all the time. And when I play together with the kick, you can hear the difference. This is without the compressor bass drum. And when I now put it on, you can hear it pumping. And I just use the Logic compressor, and I have it always on the same bus, the compressing bass drum. So it's just like a general setup I'm working with. And yeah, you can hear the difference. And then so this is the basis I was starting with. So this is the clap sound, and I've taken it from a loop. I'm working with Fatmatic a lot, so I just have loops in there, and I extract only the single sounds I need. And this is found this clap would fit very well to the bass drum. I always try to make my sounds fitting together. So from the beginning, I'm looking for sounds which really sound as one, so I don't have to EQ that much. I always cut the low frequencies, but I don't do much EQing or compressing. For example, I don't compress the bass drum very often. Here I have some the PSP vintage compressor, but only to add some warmth to it, some body. You can hear it's more bottom there. And on the clap, for example, I have only some low cuts on there. I often use the Waves Q4, and I have all 4 low cuts on, so you can just have a very steep EQing curve. And then I have some other low cut, Logic low cut, 140 Hertz, just to clean up the low end of the clap, because I don't need it. And when I put this all together, it sounds like this. Already a nice groove, and I added some finger snips. This is just a sample from my EXS library, and of course I need some freaky percussion. This one here. This gives a kind of signature sound to it, or character to the whole groove. And it's just a stylus remix loop with some filtering on it. Again, I cut up the bass, so you don't hear the low and mid frequencies, because I don't need them for this mix. And I have the compressor on it, so when you listen to it, just some side chaining compression again. And then I added some noise. I always need some noise, and it's always good as a percussion element. Very simple, but effective. Again, this is the stylus, and actually it's a loop. But I just wanted to have the noise sound in here, and you can see if I open up the MIDI file, this is all playing here. It's not more than that, and all together. So nice groove already, and I was looking for some kind of fill, and I have this drum roll here. There's some more processing on it. Actually, it sounds like this. So this is again the roll. It's an EXS instrument, and when I switch off all the plugins, it sounds like that. So I played it myself. It's just a simple tom. But I used some compression from the Universal Audio card. I really like that stuff. Universal Audio is just great, and I use it very often for vocals and also for drum sounds, because it adds some warmth and to it, and makes sounds just sounding fat, and the compressors are awesome. So this time I used the VCA VU, and it adds some power to it. Then I have just a little low cut, and to cut the end. You don't really hear it, but it's just taking some of the sub-level energy out of it. And I used a Logic compressor. It's just side chained here, so it's pumping a little bit. Yeah, that's it, and all together it sounds like this. Okay, that was the basic loop, and I added some hi-hats here. Very old school 909 sound with some processing on it. So Actually, it sounds like this at the beginning. I always try to make, yeah, to really glue together all my sounds, and this is why I use sometimes very hard and much processing just to make it to get one loop which sounds like one and not playing different instruments together. And this time I just had the very clean hi-hat, and when I put all the processing on the plugins, it sounds like that. So there's some EQing on it, where I boost the mids a little bit, and I cut the high frequencies, you can see it here, and the low frequencies just to make it more mid-sounding. So you see, and there's the saturation is on as well, just to make it sound a bit more dirty. Yeah, and then again I have the compressor on, sidechained, and a little bit sample delay just to make it sounding a bit more stereo. So that's it. Also, I have a ride going on here. Okay, let me just switch all those off, and you can see it's just a simple pattern. This time it's from Ultrabeat. Quite simple. And again, I have the sample delay just to make it sound more wide, and the EQ again, and compression. So it's when it's sidechained, it sounds like this. It's pumping a little bit, and altogether it plays like this. So that's how I started, and when I was working on the progress of the track, I wanted to have some more sounds going on, and I programmed this. So there's a snare roll coming in now, and a kind of sequence sound. Just to have a kind of a breakdown section, a very small one for the intro. The noise sound going up. Yeah, I like that. So I just put in here a snare roll, filter one, which starts at a very low level, and you can hear it. There's coming more and more room. I used the Space Designer, and you can see the automation. That's the reverb output. So it goes more and more into the space, and then it's going down to 0, just to have some more dramatic effect. Same with a noise sound going up. Together with the and then going back to the drums. So the transition is just made by filtering and by adding some reverb effects, and then the sound which is coming in, it's the silent synth with a little bit of filtering. You can see the automation. There's also coming in some reverb and high pass filtering. So yeah, that's only 3 elements going on, and then it's getting back to all the drum stuff, and yeah, I lose a lot of automation, as you can see. It's in many tracks. I use it, for example, for the noise sounds, for the snare, and I use them wherever I can, and Logic is perfect for that. Yeah, that's how I made the track. And we can play it once again, just to see the effect. Yeah, should work in the clubs.